So for the last few years, my main computer setup has been this 2019 MacBook Pro 16 with a 1TB SanDisk Extreme SSD. The SSD sat in a sleeve that stuck to the MacBook's lid, and it worked out pretty well. I actually made a video about it that I'll link to in this video's description. Anyway, after using the sleeve for a couple of years, for me it's basically a must-have now, especially if you move your laptop around a lot. Well, I'm upgrading to a 2021 MacBook Pro 14 now, and I wanted to have the same setup, but with some minor tweaks, like I wanted a smaller sleeve. The old one was fine for the 16-inch laptop, but was too big for this new 14-inch. I also wanted a sleeve that was easier to remove. Though the old sleeve worked fine, after being stuck to the old laptop for 2+ years, it was a hassle to take off, and it took a fair amount of elbow grease to totally remove all the adhesive. That's actually one of the reasons why I got a case for my new MacBook. And I made a video about that also, which I'll link to in this video's description. So here's the new sleeve I got. It's the ESR Slim Mouse Holder case. They sell it as a case for a Magic Mouse, but I think it looks like a good size for an SSD. So the selling points for me were the size looks good for my needs. It's only $10. And they say it has a reusable adhesive that won't leave any residue. So hopefully that'll be the case if and when I ever need to remove this. So here's the sleeve. Feels lightweight. The Lycra looks pretty stretchy. Let's pop in the SanDisk SSD and see how it looks. So it goes in without too much trouble. It's much more snug than my old sleeve, but it doesn't feel too tight. The seams look good. Hopefully they stay that way. So let's find the best place to slap this on. So on my old setup, I used this USB-C cable that has 2 right-angled connectors. But it looks like it won't work in this case because it'll block the ports on this new laptop. So I'll be using this USB-C cable right here, which I think is the original cable that came with the SSD. And now let's see how it looks on the MacBook Pro. So I decided to put it on the right side of the laptop. It's looking pretty decent. The adhesive feels good and sound. The ports look clear and unobstructed. So though this cable is a little long, I think it'll work. So this new sleeve looks like a perfect fit for the SSD, and it actually looks a little better than the old one too, so that's a plus. The adhesive feels stable, and at about $10, I think it's a fair price for this. Now, the old sleeve never had any issues as far as reliability. The only thing I can think of that could possibly turn into an issue with this new one is basically because it's a little more snug. The connection between the sleeve and the adhesive backing will be under a little more strain with this because of the snugness, but like I said, it's not crazy tight, and I think the Lycra will stretch out a little bit anyway. If it does become an issue, I'll make sure to add a note about it in this video's description. So that's it for this ESR Slim Mouse Holder case/sleeve. Stay tuned for more videos where I add even more stuff to this poor MacBook Pro. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see ya.